Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 19 of Direwolf20's Forgecraft3 series. CPW and Player are hanging out on the server, and I think also in TeamSpeak there's a lot of people. Pahimar's here, Mikey, Mist, Neptune. How's it going, everybody?
Badly.
Badly? What's happening, CPW?
Oh, well, I was away for Minecon, as you know.
I do recall.
And it looks like everything went bad in my base while I was gone.
Oh boy.
That
That's what you get for
face.
playing on hard mode. I mean, if you were playing on Forgecraft 2, your base would be fine. I'm just saying.
I'm sure it will be.
User left your channel.
Alright, I'm making this redstone signal off energy pulse. That should start draining lava out of this tank, which will cause lava to drain out of this tank, which will cause lava to drain out of the cart, I presume. And hooray! You guys are all running once again. That's good news. So that's cool. You know, I don't really need the cart here. A couple people have mentioned that. I think in the video comments, I don't need that tank. I kind of like having the excess buffer lava. I know that this has a little bit of lava. It holds 32 buckets worth. Not crazy amounts of lava or anything, but oh look, there it goes. This is draining. That's good to see. So as long as everything's draining, we're good. So what we should wind up having, by the way, is once this cart completely empties, which it's about to do, it should zip off and get some more lava for us. Hooray! CPW, did you ever come and see my whole cart transfer system?
I have not, no, although I've seen it on your video.
Okay, well that works then.
And it looks very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way I'm using a cart dispenser to, deal with the whole delay of 45-second things.
Yeah, it's kind of my trick, except I'm sending it back through the portal as an item rather than re-emerging it, which is much cooler on your behalf, by the way. I think your way is much cooler.
Thank you. I like it. I'm proud of it. I need to refuel my chunk loaders. That's something that's on my to-do list. But before I get to that, I think we have new Thaumcraft toys to check out. I think there's been an update. And I'm not really sure, but I'm guessing maybe water would be something. Oh, look at that. Essentia Tubes. Transportation of Essentia. I'm getting a little excited. All right, I need to probably do a little bit of research, huh? What else do we think would be in here? No, maybe... All right, maybe not. Maybe... I don't know, there's all kinds of things that could be in there. Transportation of Essentia. I'm going to say maybe ITER or Modus would probably be a good bet. But I would be wrong. Perdito? I always, when I'm doing research, pick one of the things that I have a lot of, Instrumentum. Wow, there's Essentia Tubes. Transportation of Essentia. I'm kind of trying to figure out magic. Alright, magic is in there. That's cool. And I think there's a little bit of derpiness with the research table at the moment, which I've already reported to Mr. Azenor. Census, maybe? Nope. Alright, so definitely magic. Potentia, exchange. Oh, there we go. Exchange is in there. Okay, that's definitely nice to see. Alright, so we'll get magic going.
That works.
Oh, yeah?
Oh no, basically I've got some of these power crystal thingies from AE.
Yeah.
And if I leave them detached, so they're connected to a power relay, but they're not connected to anything else. There's no controller on the network. Then they slowly accumulate power, so I can slowly charge them up with my biogas engines. And then I can drop my controller down and get access to AE for a few seconds.
Oh, nice.
Which is great because it means I've got my diamonds out.
Oh, this is cool. You have unlocked the key to creating stable and relatively leak-free tubing.
That Thaumcraft?
Yeah, Essentia Tubes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. Ah, the tubes can be connected to all manner of alchemical devices through, though warded jars and alembics are their primary targets. Nice. Ouch.
Right.
Yes, Essentia flows through the tubes whenever something is connected to them that can accept it, like warded jars. Labeled jars have a much greater drawing strength, so strong, in fact, that they will draw Essentia from unlabeled jars. That's cool. So I have to figure out how to label jars. The Essentia Valve acts like a normal length of tubing, except it can be turned off by hand or a redstone signal. Oh, cool. That's the Essentia Valve right there.
Any way to break someone else's golems?
You can kill them, I believe.
Don't want to kill him.
Yeah.
He's just being a nuisance at the moment.
What's this? Salus Mundus. That's new. Crushing V crystals and mixing them with substances naturally rich in magic, like ethereal essences. That's cool. There's new things to check out, I see. Oh, Salus Mundus. Interesting. Maybe that's required for Infusion enchantment now? Ah, yes it is. Okay, so Infusion enchantment has changed. No longer just the bean goes there. You have to get this Salus Mundus stuff. So you actually need ethereal essence. Oh, so you have to go find some wisps. Interesting. And then combine it. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. You can do it with either a wisp and a shard or 2 beans and a shard. Oh, that's not bad. That's cool. Alright, don't mind me, guys. I'm just poking around in here because I want to see if there's anything in the jar. That's brain in a jar. Where's the warded jar? Maybe alchemy? Yes, we've already seen Essentia Tubes. Warded jar. Let me find it. Alright guys, we're back, and I found what the deal is with labels. You get 4 of them. You need a slime ball, some black dye of some sort, like an ink sac, and 4 pieces of paper, which doesn't seem too bad, except for the slime ball. Slime balls are too rare to find sometimes. And it's just a basic recipe, so it should just be like you, and you. Something like that. Oh, there we go, jar labels. Nice. So if you want, you can like force the jar to be the same. So I think what you do is like it has to already have Essentia in it, and you just like right click it, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's already got some Percantio, and it puts like the label on it. So like that one does the mining. Okay, cool. Now if you shift click it with apparently an empty hand, it should remove the label. I don't know if it's doing that though. Oh, that one it got. Okay, cool. There we go. Nice. And the label comes back to your inventory. That's actually really good. Because what I think that means, and this is actually really good for my hopes and plans for automated Essentia collection down in the mining area, I think this means that I can label my jar, right? So I'll put like, Perdito label on a jar, like this guy, right? And it'll always be filled with Perdito and nothing else otherwise. That's kind of cool. All right, now we've got Essentia Tubes. They transport Essentia, and you can basically, I think, be able to transport it from, it's basically like, Essentia pipes, right? But now there's an Alchemical Centrifuge that I need to go research. Alright guys, we're back, and I've got the Alchemical Centrifuge. This looks actually kind of cool, but I don't know how useful it is just yet. I'm thinking that this is going to come up in a later feature though. But for now, what it looks like you can do is basically pump compound Essentia into the Alchemical Centrifuge, and it'll break it down into its component parts. So, for example, if we were to pump, I don't know, I'll pick any random one, Alienus, right? We would get Vacuous and Tenebrae out of there. Or I don't know if it would always give you the primal aspect. I haven't really messed with it too much. But like, for example, if we put Saxum in there, we would get either Terra or Terra. So in this case, obviously both Terra, right? So we would definitely get Terra from it. So that's the deal. Or let's see, Modus I know has 2 primals, doesn't it? Yeah, Air and Ordo. So if we put the Modus aspect in there, it might give us Air, it might give us Ordo. I don't know if it gives you compound aspects or if it always gives you a primal. It's something we'll have to kind of maybe check out and play with. But that looks pretty neat. I'm hoping that this means that eventually we're going to get a device that will allow us to automatically get combining of Essentia. So you can take, two types of Essentia, combine it into something that's cool, because that's something that I always, struggle with sometimes, right? Like, I've got all this Essentia laying around, and it's like, man, I keep, like, destroying all my stone because I just have, like, so much of it, because I constantly burn cobblestone because I always need more per dito. So I've been, destroying that stuff every chance I get. What else do I have here? I have a lot of modus, it looks like. Well, that one's actually useful. You do need modus for some stuff, So you get the gist, though. So I'm really hoping that that's the case. Now, ooh, that's interesting. 2 instrumentums. I bet I could combine them if I really wanted to. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. It should be fine. I do have a lot of modus, don't I? Cool. See all this crazy stuff I have? All right. So the pipes are kind of neat. Let's try giving them a little bit of a crafting try. Let's take our book out and see exactly what we need. So we need some quicksilver, glass, iron, and gold. That doesn't seem too bad. So that's tin. What am I, like, completely out of iron? I don't know how I can do so much mining and still not have any iron anywhere. Alright, there's some in here. Ah, there's where all my iron is hiding. Nice. Small piles of iron dust and some purified crushed iron ore. Let's give that to this guy. Put him to work, huh?
I'm highly skeptical you could run 3 boilers off of one large farm. One large farm is just not that much bigger than a small farm. And
Not
I'm
terribly
running
much.
3 small farms. And I can barely run 2.
Alright, so let's see. Iron. So what happened, CBW? It changed the way it works?
It changed
charcoal?
how much charcoal's worth in the latest Railcraft. And players arguing that it's a good thing, but I don't believe it is. I think it's a very bad thing. I think it dramatically downgrades the value of solids to the point that there's never any point in building a solid system in it. Because the amount of resources you're going to spend building the so high, you're better off just saving up and building the liquid system instead. Because the liquid system is not that badly nerfed relative to the solid system now.
Right. Alright, I'm going to try this out here. You go in there. Oh, that's neat looking. These pipes look really good. Where's my bell, Mr. Thaumcraft? I want to get rid of the golem for a moment. So let's see. I believe if I just left-click him, shouldn't be that big a deal. See, he still retains all his stuff. His upgrades and his animation core and his marked location. So no big deal there, right?
I agree, but I think that this is a bad move. I think that that's a way over scaled thing. In my opinion, what you'd be better off doing is if you're feeling uncomfortable about having that many off of 3 boilers, off of 1 farm, the amount of solid that you get from a farm.
So it looks like it doesn't connect to the side of jars. So we can see like the connection's not occurring. Looks like it only connects to the top, which is fine. That's no big deal. I'm going to put another one here and here. Awesome. So I should be able to now throw in some cobblestone, for example, and that should pipe straight over. Look, Perdito. And sack some. Nice. That's really cool, actually. I need to get a little bit more cobble. You know what? I'm going to want 2 sets of this stuff. So that's definitely a cool way of doing it. So it's a little different, right, from the golem. Obviously, we'll have to pump in the top all the time, so we can't have, these rows and just have like a line down the middle. That won't work because the tubes don't connect to the bottom. They only connect to the top of the jars. Not that big a deal. Okay, so let's get this in here. Let this finish cooking up. That is so cool. Alright, I will be back in a minute. These pipes are pretty neat. I'm thinking about crafting the thing that breaks down the aspects, but I'm not really sure if I need it just yet. It's definitely an infusion table recipe. So you see here we need a piston and an alchemical furnace and an alembic. So it's arcane infusion bound, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I'm going to hold off on doing that. For now, I'm going to let all this Essentia burn through and do its collection, and then we'll be back. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm hanging out right underneath my magic wood chest. Why oh why would I be hanging out down here? Well, it's time to start actually moving items from here all the way back to my base and doing something with them. So one thing I'd like to do is start having kind of like a, beneath the base kind of thing. You can kind of see me digging around down here, trying to make sure everything's nice and orderly. Trying to build like an underground tunnel type system. Oh, there we go. We've got some stuff set up here. Perfect. I've found my way into somewhere that's already mined out. Good. So let's start considering how we could transport items from A to B. So there's two things I want to really set up here. My main goal is to be able to get items, specifically saplings, from the sapling chest over here that's getting collected and constantly being filled up. And the magic wood, we have to do something with that as well. So what I'm thinking is get it over here, get the saplings into this fermenter here, and also set up auto crafting for my fertilizer using the new auto workbench mechanic. So let's see what we can come up with. First off, we're going to obviously need pipes. So let's get some of them. Now, very low on gold pipes, but we don't really need to rush things too much. So we can take our time with cobblestone or smooth stone pipes. Yeah, we'll go with cobblestone for now. How am I actually for smooth stone? And glass is actually something I'm even more concerned about. I really need to go find a good source of sand besides, macerating cobblestone. Oh, good, I have a decent amount of glass. Alright, let's not deal with cobblestone pipes for now. We'll hang on to them just in case I need to do any fanciness, but for now, this will work. And that's plenty of stone transport pipes and wooden transport pipes. Now this guy should have crafted a bunch of things for me. Good. I want to get some gates. And I probably wouldn't mind an ender pearl or two. Because, as usual, we need more autarkic gates. You off, pulsating chipset on. So make pulsating chipsets and gates for me. Thanks, buddy. So I'm thinking a semi-intelligent piping system underneath my base would probably be a pretty good idea. So let's actually also set up like plenty of room to spread out a little bit. Just like a maintenance corridor, if you will. It's going to be pretty compact down here, I'm sure, but that's okay. That'll be just fine. Having efficiency 5 on this pick is not a bad idea, huh? There we go. Now I'm really trying to figure out how I want to deal with the overflow of items. I haven't figured that out entirely yet, but I'm figuring I'll get there eventually. Alright, so first off, where exactly am I? Ah, there we go. So this could be like our buffer chest, right? That could be the chest that, items will eventually make their way towards, because that's kind of what I've been using that for anyway, right? So let's go with that. Yeah, we'll put this here. That looks pretty good. So I'll get our items from point A to point B. Now let's get ourselves one of those auto workbench things. This might not have been the perfect thing to mine out, but I'll deal with that later. That should work. Cool. All right. Yes. Cool. I should at the very least upgrade this to an iron chest.
Neptune, I need to get a recording of you saying buzz.
Why would that be?
Because then we can send it to Dyer, and he can make it the sound that his phone makes anytime he gets a text message or something.
Are you hearing that? It's like on the other side of the room.
I heard the beam.
Nice.
I don't think it's so much that we get it on TS, but a lot of times it is audible in your videos.
I know.
No, I heard it go off a minute ago.
Yeah, replace it with the voice of the Lord of Servos over there and see what happens.
I heard that. There we go, auto workbench. Now for this, I want to get some of my apatite. I want to get some sand as well. Of course, I'm like really low on that stuff, so let me get more sand and then I'll be back. Alright guys, don't tell Pahamar, but I'm destroying more beaches.
Oh, you.
Oh, Pahamar, you're still here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm reporting you to the relevant authorities,
No, not the relevant authorities.
as opposed to the irrelevant ones.
The equivalent authorities? If only you could see my face right now, Pahamar.
I'm sure it's very trolly.
A little bit. Alright, back to the house. Alright guys, so here's the plan. You ready? Check this out. I got you. I've got you. And this is what we're going to do. So, two things really. First off, we're probably going to want...
User joined your channel.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Prog. We're probably going to want something like this set up, right? So we're going to have an automatic crafting table, which will be taught to make fertilizer. Cool. Now when you put items in there, it's going to auto balance them, and then it's going to craft the fertilizer, and then it's going to get pulled out by the item hopper and dropped into the fermenter. So that's the plan, to keep fertilizer up and running. We just need to keep this auto workbench filled with sand and apatite without allowing it to overfill, but that's okay, I've got a plan for that. Next up we need to get saplings in here, so we're gonna have to manage that as well. I have an idea or two that I think might work. Yeah, that should probably be cool. What I'm thinking is, yes, I have an idea. How are we doing over here? I would like some red pipe wire. I think we're going to do that with buildcraft gates and fun stuff. What I really need is more lasers, but we'll get to that. Where's my rose red stuff? And I think a little bit of iron would help too, and some redstone. There we go. Alright, gonna let this process back in a moment. Alright guys, you know what? I'm changing up my plans a little bit. I was gonna do one thing, but now I'm gonna go a different route, I think. What I'm actually gonna do is bring pipes right along here. And of course I'll need a few facades just to make sure this looks half decent, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. Now what I want to do is split this, so I need a diamond pipe. What about my pipes? There we go, diamond transport pipe. Now there's only two types of items that should be coming from this farm, so I want to make sure I have each of them in my inventory. There we go. And let's get this set up. So over here, and I'll tidy this all up in a moment, but we're going to split right on this point. Yes, that's probably what I'm going to do. And we're going to say diamond transport pipe. Well, do I want to split it on this? Yeah, I think so. Maybe. We're going to do that, this, and this. And we're going to basically say blue magic wood, yellow, saplings. All right. Now, let's see, what kind of pipes do I have available to me? Don't think we have insertion pipes in vanilla right now. I didn't think so. So I might need to use a diamond transport pipe here. Yeah, we might have to use a diamond here, but I basically want to have it so that it fills up this chest first and then makes its way to a void chest if necessary. But we'll kind of deal with that in a minute. So let's first off get this thing running, because I really want to start having this work out. And what I'm thinking is the same deal with the saplings, right? If we run out of saplings or if we overflow on saplings, which I think is far less likely because we're going to be using a lot of them. Oh, good. I've got lasers up and running. Nice. This is powering all 4. Awesome. Oh, because you're dead. Yeah, when the fermenter is actually running, not all 4 of these things can run, but no big deal. How am I? Did I get an autarkic gate? I did. Cool. Let's start sending items around. Do your thing, autarkic gate. Go. Redstone signal off. Energy pulsar. There we go. Now we're able to start sending items out of here. Now, like I said, all the magic wood will go in here. I do want to eventually sort it towards a diamond. We'll do another diamond chest, or another diamond pipe for that matter. What I'm thinking is right here, we'll do a diamond pipe. And we'll say, nope. White is magic wood. Okay. Now, if it fails to insert into that pipe, we're probably going to want to send it somewhere else. So let's do, I'm thinking maybe basic stone transport pipe like this. I might move my void chest that I have here. There's no reason for it to be here. It's not connected or doing anything fancy. Probably just put it like right here maybe. That might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm going to want cobblestone right here. Well, no, I guess it could have been stone. It doesn't really matter, but that'll do, right? So wood will go blue, and it should be making its way here slowly but surely. I don't have any, obviously, I don't have any gold pipes, so things are a little bit slow in getting here. But like I said, we're not really in a rush to transport items, so no sense in wasting the gold at this point. It'll come up here. If it can fit in the iron chest, great. If not, it'll pass down to the next available direction, which would be yellow, and hit the void chest. Cool. Now, I don't have a setup like this for the saplings just yet, but I'm thinking the saplings we won't have to worry too much about. Good. Let's get the floor covered up, and I'll get some facades and stuff to make this look a little bit fancier in a bit. Don't worry about that too much. Let's just pretend, you know, things are nice looking at the moment. Cool. Alright, so that chest, we might even upgrade it to an iron chest just to make sure we have a large surplus of saplings available to us. Let's get a few pieces of iron and take care of that upgrade. Cool. Alright, and this should work out pretty well for us. How are we doing over here with our chest? Oh yeah, tons of wood filtering its way down, which is kind of nice to see. I would like to get some saplings moving though, just to make sure everything's working properly. But hopefully this, you know, extraction will run faster, let's say, than it would have run had we had, you know, another type of thing going on. Oh good, there are some saplings making their way over. Cool. So we should see this working in a moment. I'll be right back just to make sure that everything's good. Alright guys, so it looks like all the wood's filtering its way down and the saplings are going where it belongs, and we can see we're starting to get more biogas. So I think this is a functional system, obviously, working pretty smoothly. There's a couple tweaks we're probably going to want to make eventually. We might want to do something with this wood, maybe throw it into a charcoal and get some of that going. I don't know, we'll have to kind of see. But obviously right now, we don't have to worry too much about this. Oh, you might need a... okay. Can't open the void chest. Alright, no big deal. Cool. So I don't know if the, you know, liquid that we get from all these saplings is going to be enough. But I guess we'll pretty quickly find out. Cool. So I'm going to let this run between this episode and next, and hopefully by the time we get to next episode, we'll kind of have a good feel for how we're doing with saplings. Do we need to set up a forestry tree farm? I don't know. But if we do, we're definitely going to use the magic trees here that we've got going on. So I might need to replace this golem tree farm with a forestry one, but we'll see. But for now, unfortunately, we have hit that wrapping up point. So this is Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. We got some good motion going on with this stuff, and we checked out some new Thaumcraft toys. We're really looking forward to see what comes up next with Thaumcraft and those pipes, because I think it's going to be pretty neat. All right, guys, take it easy.